I finally have my hands on it. And while we don't have one that's ready for a deep clean yet, I do want to share some pointers with you on how to keep your Switch 2 clean and happy. And one serious gripe I have with this system from a fixing and restoration point of view. Also, for the first time on Restorish, today's video is brought to you by a sponsor, FlexiSpot. More about them in a minute. My first suggestion may be kind of obvious in the world we live in today, where almost everybody has a screen of some sort in their pocket. But this beautiful screen on the Switch 2 is definitely the number one thing that I think is going to separate the ones that stay looking like new from the ones that, aren't as great. So I would recommend using a wipe that specifically says it is safe for screen cleaning. Then after the wipe, I like to go over it just really carefully with a microfiber cloth, and that'll remove any streaks, that last little bit of dust. Okay, that is the simplest thing you can do to just keep that screen looking nice. My next tip here may be a lifesaver and it may not. We're gonna have to wait some time to find out how this thing actually does in people's hands. Specifically regarding Nintendo's claim that these thumbsticks are better than the ones that they put in the Switch. A lot of people wanted them to use the magnetic-based Hall effect thumbsticks, but this magnetic attachment system would definitely have interfered with that. So Nintendo says they have solved their issue, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. In the meantime, one thing I might do occasionally is clean out the inside of these thumbsticks without actually having to take them apart. Using a Safe for Electronics contact cleaner, we can actually get behind a little membrane here and irrigate out the inside of this. These things are a little trickier to get behind, but they are doable. We can just spray some of that in there, wiggle it around. BW100 is like liquid gold right now in America. You can't get your hands on it. All right, that's the second thing I have to recommend. And those are the simplest things you can do without really the need for any fixing skill. My next recommendation is going to require a little bit of disassembly, but not actually on this. Let's set it aside. Unlike the original Switch and the OLED, the Nintendo Switch 2 dock comes with a fan built into it. My hunch is that the fan getting gross and clogged up inside of here is going to end up being one of the main maintenance issues with the Switch 2. So I want to show you how to take this apart just far enough to be able to clean it. It's just going to require removing a bunch of screws and knowing where the hidden ones are. Got one of those slightly hidden screws down in here. But the real tricky ones are hidden underneath these little rubber feet. Anytime I remove anything with some adhesive on it, I like to heat it up just to help loosen it up and get it to come off easier. We have these 4 screws hidden underneath the feet. The screw here in this corner is a little shorter than the others. Now we should be able to just release this from some snaps that hold it on the bottom here, and this whole bottom part will pull off. And the reason we need to do that is to reveal this last hidden screw right here. With that, we can remove this plate and we have access to our fan. Now we could remove this board and take everything out of here, but from right here we can probably do what we need to do. So whether you're using canned air or have an electronic air duster like I do, I think if we just periodically take this off and give it some air, you might want to kind of hold the fan in place so it doesn't just spin while you're doing this. Let's get it all put back together. All right, there we go. Before I show you my last 2 tips, I want to take a quick field trip to my home office to show you a little bit of behind the scenes on where I do my editing and also talk about today's sponsor, FlexiSpot. If you're like me and your desk pulls double duty sometimes, editing, repairing, even shooting video, then you know stability is everything. That's why I've been using the E7 Plus 4-leg standing desk from FlexiSpot, and it's a game changer. This beast can handle a static load of 540 pounds, higher than the Uplift V2, and it lifts smoothly up to 51.57 inches, which makes it the highest 4-leg standing desk you can buy. Check this out. At full height, I can literally stand on it and it doesn't flinch. Need proof of stability? Look at this. Tools, phone, water, all stay put while the desk moves. It's rock solid and butter smooth. Plus the keypad's got a built-in USB charger so I can keep my gear juiced up while I work. FlexiSpot backs this up with a 15-year warranty and a 30-day risk-free return. And it's budget friendly, way cheaper than the overpriced options that run well over $1,000. I personally use mine for editing video, but occasionally clamp lights to it for filming or simply as a workstation for fixing and cleaning. Alice even uses it for homework sometimes. Don't miss out on the E7 Plus 4-leg standing desk. And if you're on a tighter budget, FlexiSpot's E7 Premium is a great pick too. Use my code YTE7P50 for $50 off. FlexiSpot even offers special discounts for military, students, doctors, and more. Hit the link below and upgrade your workspace today. I have 2 more recommendations, but they have to be slid into a different category from the first 3, because I want to show you how to simply open up the Switch 2 just enough to get inside and clean out its internal fan if it gets gunked up. Unfortunately, the restorer with me has a very uncomfortable gripe about this process. Let me show you on this Switch 2. When we remove the JoyCons, obviously they are color-coded blue and orange, and on the inside of these rails it's color-coded so that you know which one you're putting together. Orange on orange. It looks really sharp as long as you never want to take it apart. Unfortunately, the color on the inside of here and on the Switch itself is a sticker. I no longer have them on this Switch 2 because I took them off. This is the Switch 2 that Steve at Tronics Fix used for his full breakdown. So he had already taken those stickers off before me. And by the time I carefully removed them using heat for my first trial run at disassembling this, the actual sticky goo on the underside of the orange one became all boogered and tangled up and I couldn't get it to work again. I could harvest the stickers out of this thing, but I'm opting with mine to just not put those stickers back in. It still works just fine without them. But in the future, if somebody's wanting to do an authentic restoration on this system, or just fix it if a problem arises, I predict those stickers are going to be the focus of a lot of upset people. They're really difficult to remove without damaging, and they're going to wear out more every single time you open this thing up. Thinking long term, I can't help but feel like this was a really bad move on Nintendo's part. Keeping the Switch 2 in its original pristine condition while doing any level of repair is pretty much going to be impossible. Hopefully Nintendo makes these stickers available for the repairing community. Otherwise, more people might just do what I'm doing and remove them entirely. And the thing is, I feel like it would have been really easy to just color coat the plastic on the inside of these just like it is on the Joy-Cons. As I sit here thinking about it, I suppose a reason they might have wanted those stickers on there is because of these magnets, and to keep them from attracting random bits of metal shavings and things that would get stuck inside of there. The thing is, that would still happen with the sticker, it would just probably be a little bit easier to clean. Now that my rant is over, let's take this apart just far enough for me to show you how to clean the fan on the inside. We have 1 screw on top, 2 screws on bottom, 2 screws on each side, and 2 wide 00 screws under the kickstand. Then I like to open up the game card slot, which kind of gives me a little bit of an area to pry this from the top and get it separated up here first. Then I can use my little guitar pick tool here to slide down the sides, and the back comes off. And now honestly, from this point, I think we can take care of most of our preventative clean. We have access to the fan here and airflow from the fan out here. So just like with the fan on the dock, we can use either our electric air duster or canned air to clean that out. And doing that once in a while, based upon how much dust you have in your living space, is gonna help keep that from getting gunked up in time. Let's put it back together. Okay, my last tip for that preventative maintenance on the Switch 2 is going to be just keeping these pins clean on the inside of the rail. Now, this is another place where it's going to be a little trickier if you have those stickers in there, because you might not want to put anything inside of there that could saturate them and ruin them. In which case you might just want to blow it off with air, or take a dry, gentle toothbrush that doesn't have anything on it and just give it a little bit of a careful go. Same on the Joy-Cons, but on these without the sticker, you could use a little bit of IPA if you wanted to. And that does it for today's video. Once again, I want to thank today's sponsor, FlexiSpot, and encourage you to check out the link right at the top of the description and use my code to get that discount. I also got my hands on a Switch Pro controller. If you want to see me do an unnecessary breakdown on this plus the Joy-Cons, I could make a project out of that. It just always feels a little weird for me taking apart something that doesn't need cleaned. So should I do that anyway, even though it's in perfect condition, or wait until one of you spills your Dr. Pepper on one? Let me know in the comments. Finally, if you enjoyed this video and want to keep hanging out with me, I'm going to have YouTube recommend another one of my videos right down here at the bottom of the screen. I don't know which one it'll be, but let's trust the algorithm to bring you the one that's right for you. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a good one.